Is okay. Okay, can you see the pictures?
Yes, yes, I can.
Excellent.
It looks like a soldier
Good.
uh, on a horse. Yeah.
Good. What's he doing?
I forgot the term in English. He's riding. He's riding
Yeah,
a horse.
good. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We say ride a horse. Absolutely.
Yes. And in the next one, it looks like he's having a chat with a lady.
Good.
In the third one,
I think I
it
think these
looks
are
like
two different guys. Yeah, this is the. I think
yeah,
this
yeah,
is.
yes, yes.
Do you know any of the
It's,
military ranks?
no, I'm not really familiar with that.
I think you'll know them. I think you'll know one or two of them. What do we call a high-ranking officer? Yeah. What
Uh, Colonel, I don't know. Colonel,
Colonel?
General,
Excellent. Colonel. Yeah,
or
Colonel or
General.
General. Good. Very good. Colonel or General. Excellent. And yeah, Colonel is very strange spelling for how we actually say it. Colonel or General. Excellent. Okay, and so he's watching these two. What are these two doing? Describe them.
It looks like they are having a chat,
Good. Excellent.
flirting maybe.
Maybe. Good. I agree. Excellent. I think they're flirting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, excellent. That's very good for the first picture. What about the second picture now? What happens in this picture?
It looks like he's shouting.
Good.
The officer looks to
Good.
be an officer. He's riding the horse, but he's shouting to the soldier,
Shouting at the soldier. Yeah, shouting
at the
at the
soldier.
soldier. Always shout at.
Yeah. All right.
It's because it's aggressive, and at is quite an aggressive
Mm-hmm.
preposition. Usually there's aggression there with at.
Mm-hmm.
And what's he doing? Yeah. How do we say this? What's he doing?
Uh, Salute.
Yeah, he's saluting the general. Of course, he's
He's
saluting.
saluting. Yeah, he's saluting the officer.
What does the officer make him do in the next picture here?
Crow.
Good. Excellent.
Crow.
Yeah. He makes him crawl under the horse. Yeah. Or
Yes.
excellent.
The woman seems a bit embarrassed
Excellent.
about what he's supposed to do. And after that, the colonel, the officer,
Yeah, the colonel.
just
Colonel's good.
yeah, yeah, is chasing the soldier
Good.
riding the horse.
Good. So he's chasing the other soldier who's crawling.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. So what's he doing here? How do we say it
He's
when you
bent
have
over, but
good? Okay, he's bent over, and I think he's when water's coming out of your skin because you're hot or because you do lots of exercise.
he's not swelling. How is called?
Sweating, sweating. Yeah,
Sweating,
you're close.
sweating,
You're close. Very
sweating. Yeah,
close.
sweating.
Yeah, sweating profusely.
All right. And it looks like he went in through some deep water,
Yeah,
kind of.
excellent. Well, how can you call it? A small piece of water on the ground. Although I agree that looks
Uh,
very big. Yeah, what do we call it? When
uh,
it
that's
rains,
a
you
good
get lots of
question.
these on the ground. We say a puddle.
Potholes? Potholes? No. No.
Potholes, yeah, you get puddles in the
Oh,
potholes, definitely.
yeah,
And there are a
yeah.
lot of potholes around, certainly. But yeah,
The
he. Go on, sorry.
most on the driveways. Yeah, potholes.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, some of the driveways have potholes, certainly. Good. Okay, so he crawls through the puddle.
Hmm. And after that, he went out. He's showing him some directions, or I don't know.
I think he's giving him an order. Yeah, give somebody an
Yeah,
order.
he's giving him an order. Yeah, that's for sure.
Wait,
And then the lady gets infuriated
good.
and kick the horse with the umbrella.
Not kick, because kick is always with your
Uh,
foot.
Pinch? No.
I would just say
Pinch?
hit. Hit is the most general
Hit.
word. Yeah, she
Hit.
hit the horse with
Yeah.
an umbrella.
Yeah.
Um,
With
uh,
an umbrella, yeah.
but
And then
yeah,
the horse, yeah.
go on. Sorry.
And then the horse just That's a good question. How do you say throw the
Good.
officer?
You
No.
could, yeah, through the officer off. Yeah, through the officer off.
Through the officer off. Yeah.
You can say that. Another good word for this, I think we would say reared up. Yeah, the horse reared up. To rear up
Reared
is,
up.
yeah, it's the
Reared up.
phrasal
Yeah.
verb. It reared
Yeah.
up.
Reared
Just
up.
because it's the rear of the horse, it's the back
Yes.
of the
Yes.
horse that
Yeah.
went up. And so
Went
the
up.
horse
Yeah.
reared up and threw the officer into the puddle, or threw the officer off. That's good as well, certainly. Okay, excellent. Try another one. Perhaps we'll try something like something like this one. Let's try this. Yeah, but you can download these pictures on the in the Grammar Shed if you want to, and look at which one you want to retell. Have a look at this one.
It looks like a family time. They are taking some meal.
They're having a meal. Yeah, they're having a meal.
With a child in between. The lady explained to the child something.
Good.
Yeah, it looks like they're having a meal.
Yeah. What do you think she's asking the child to do?
Probably to eat.
Well, have a look at the next picture. What does the child start doing?
Excuse me, is someone to the door?
That's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'll go there.
Well, let's go on to Gabrielle. Gabrielle, are you here? Can you hear us?
Hi. Hi, David.
So tell us, why are you learning English, Gabrielle?
Why? Okay. Because I want to write a book in English. I'm writing one in German, the book in German.
Wow, okay. You can tell us the story of the book with pleasure. You don't have to do the pictures. Tell us about your book. Don't give us any spoilers. What's it called?
No. It's about money.
I'll mute that. Hold on, that's better. It's about, sorry?
It's about money.
Okay, everybody's favorite topic.
Everybody here?
So tell us a little bit about the plot, if you don't mind, if it's not a secret.
It's not a secret at all.
Okay.
I did once a workshop about money, but it's a little bit more spiritual. It's not like a financial book or it's a non-fiction book. But it's more spiritual. So I did a workshop with that theme, and now I decided to write a book so I can reach more people. And it's about that. Well, let's say the money is a mirror of your own value, how you value yourself. That's how the money will appear. And that's the workshop, so that your valuation of yourself is, I would say down on the ground. And let's pick it up and look at it. So it's like an awareness too. Yeah, it's consciousness about money and especially your valuation or your self-esteem.
Yeah, your self-esteem. So are you saying that how you value money is connected to how you value yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, interesting. And what kind of plot does it have?
Well, it's around this workshop. So it's really a workshop book. I call it a workshop book.
And what does that mean?
That means that this book is built up like a workshop with tasks and tasks, what to do, and it's also telling you if you it's questioning something.
I see. So the reader has tasks. Yeah, you ask the reader tasks to do tasks. Yeah. I see.
I ask the reader to take tasks. My my voice is. I think I'm a bit nervous.
Okay, yes, okay, relax.
Okay, so there are questions in this book. There are, I think, 9 questions. And also exercises, like a kind of meditation, but not really, because not everybody likes meditation, I realized. And so a kind of meditation, but also a guidance how to do these tasks. Like, I tell you one, to look, for example, to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you value yourself. That is very difficult. Yeah, that's one of the exercises which will be.
I read a book a long time ago by a French guy, Emile Coué, I think, or Coué, but he was famous for telling people to do this every day, that they should look at themselves in the mirror and say something like, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. He was an optimist, and he thought that the more optimistic you were with yourself, the better your life became. And he used it to cure lots of different diseases and things like that. Very simple method, but very famous guy. You know, his book was really good. I really enjoyed the book.
That's a positive thinking, what he said.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he was the one of the first guys to kind of put it into practice with lots and lots of people. I think he had a lot of patients each and every year, and so yeah, I think it was effective. I think he put it to great effect, this simple technique.
Definitely, but there is something else which this book covers, and this is that you sometimes have beliefs which are not working for you. Which are excuse me. So you have beliefs, yeah, let's say taught from your parents, from your teachers, or your experiences, and they are blocking you a little bit to earn the money you really deserve. So that book goes into that especially too.
I think that's very important. I'm sure that we all do this as well. I mean, from my own experiences, I know that many times I've thought, why didn't I think of doing this earlier? This is a great idea. This is much better for marketing or for promotion or something like that. And it is some kind of learned behavior pattern that I've learned from from childhood or something like that. Certainly from parents, we often take, especially financial values from our parents.
Absolutely. And do you get taught in school about money? You don't. So
no, it's never taught in school.
No,
never, ever.
You don't. So you overtake this advice from your parents, and your parents mean the best, of course, because they learned it from their parents. And this is a book to stop this habit. Or first, of course, to look behind this behavior you have, and to question also the behavior of your parents, because your parents behaved in a very special way with money. And that's what we learned as a child, yeah. And so that's going deep in that part too.
Yeah, my dad was the kind of person who kept his money under the carpet. Yeah, he was that kind of person, under the bed, under the carpet. And I think he had a really simple attitude to money, quite old-fashioned, I would consider it, but certainly that it was dangerous to invest, for example. It was safer to have the money under the carpet, under the bed. I think that idea is ridiculous, absolutely crazy. So I'm glad I've analysed that idea and questioned it. It is important to question your preconceived opinions and prejudices.
Definitely, I think that's the most important point in the book, to question that and to have a look at it, because it's so unconsciousness.
It's so unconscious. Yeah, it is. It's so unconscious.
You just do it, and you just behave, and you have this habit, and you don't really know what you're doing because it's automatically.
It's automatic. Yeah, it is automatic. With the with verbs like to be, we don't use the adverb. We use the adjective.
Okay.
It's with copular verbs. There aren't many. Like be, we say I, something like I am quick and not I am quickly. Yeah, it's got to be quick. It's got to be an adjective after to be. It describes the subject, but I know in Russian they use an adverb, but they don't have the verb to be. They'll often just use an adverb there, and so I understand that in other languages perhaps you use an adverb with to be. I'm not sure, but in English it's always an adjective.
Well, my desire is to translate my book in English, because I know what it is about. And if you have somebody else who translates it, they only translate the words, and I realize speaking English is totally different to speaking German or Russian.
Yeah, it changes your thought pattern. I agree.
Yes, yes. Really do. And we have different words when we mean different words, and these words are not necessarily in English. These words are again different. So if I translate my book on my own, I know exactly what I mean in English then too, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Only you know the true meaning of it in the original text. And so, of course, it should be, it's great that you can translate it yourself. It's fantastic. So I think money is such an important thing in society. I mean, of course it is. On the one hand, it's quite obvious that it is, but I think people misunderstand how important, how much it has changed society.
Money is neutral. I think that's the most important point, because
I totally agree.
thinks money is dirty, money is
it's evil. Money's the root of all evil. I hear that idea a lot. I know it's in the Bible, but I think it's not just in the Bible. It's also in society. I think we learn it at school, in fact, that money is evil.
And this filthy rich, when I
look at their language. Filthy rich, stinking rich. It's in the language. I agree.
It's in the language. Or what else I recognize is in England you say earning money. That's very interesting. And in France you say you are gaining money.
Really? Okay, very different.
Translate that. If you look at the languages, I don't know how it is in Russian, but every culture has a different meaning of money. And in Germany, you have to work for money. Verdienen, you have to work for the money, That's not in England. You earn it. You like a And I said in France, you just win it.
Just win it, just get it, just gain it. It's like it falls out of the sky.
So that's very interesting to look at that too. And that is
definitely. Yeah, I totally agree, actually, that a lot of our attitudes to different things are there in the language. They're actually crystallized in the language.
Yeah.
So do you want to try one of the pictures, the cartoons, or it's up to you. We can continue discussing a topic. Let's try. Hold on. Let's have a look. And then we'll all come back to you, Vasil. I know you haven't finished this one. Let's perhaps do a different one. You can try this one if you like.
This one?
Yeah, or if you've chosen one already, then tell me, of course.
I would like the first one. I thought that was quite fun.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, the first one in the book, yeah?
Yeah, the first one with the soldier with the cone.
Oh, okay, with the soldier. Okay,
with the colonel and the horse. I thought that was quite.
I don't know if I can find. Oh, actually, there it is. Try a different one still. Otherwise, it's boring to do the same one. I just think it's a bit boring to do the same one again.
Okay,
try this one. This one's very. Look, it's a nice Shakespeare ending. Try this one.
Because I love English humor.
It's not English humor. It is a Danish guy who drew all these cartoons. Herluf Bidstrup is his name. So it's actually from Denmark.
From Denmark.
In the 1930s, about 100 years old, but it's got Russian writing on it because I think a Russian publisher has collected all of the pictures together.
But that's quite difficult to read, isn't it? Russian, because they have a totally different spelling.
I don't know. I mean, really, the alphabet's the easiest part of the language, I would say. It's so phonetic. It's not like English where you don't know how to pronounce the word when you look at it. It's really phonetic. You do know how to pronounce it when you look at it.
Well, that's something. Okay. So there is is it a colonel or a general? I would say that's more general, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So some kind of high-ranking officer, a general.
High-ranking officer, definitely. And he's walking very proud.
Proudly, yeah, because there we do need the adverb. He's walking proudly.
He's walking proudly. And there is a peasant.
Okay, a peasant, yeah.
And
yeah, I would probably say a pleb, but because we still use pleb quite often, it seems to me. It's quite common nowadays, but someone at the bottom of the social strata.
Latin, plebs.
Yeah, from the Latin. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and he's pointing at this high-ranking officer, and he's making a joke out of him because he thinks it's very funny how he behaves or how he walks around.
Excellent. We usually say make fun of. He's making fun of him.
Yeah.
But it's good if he's making a joke of him. I still like it. But yeah, that's more common. He's making fun of him.
And laughing. And laughing a lot. I mean.
Yeah, he's in fits of laughter. We say in fits of laughter.
He fits of laughter. And I haven't heard that. He fits of laughter. Laughing out loud, isn't that?
Yeah, he's laughing out loud. He's laughing out loud. He's bursts into laughter as well. Is good. Or burst out laughing.
I would say.
Sorry. He's close to tears. Good. He's close to tears. Excellent.
Yeah. Because he can't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he can't stop.
He can't stop. But the high-ranking officer is not very pleased with that. He's shouting, I think. He's shouting at him.
Good.
He's shouting and taking him and wants to go to court, or he goes to court. No, he got the police.
Yeah, I think he drags him to the police. Yeah, he's dragging him to the police.
Yeah, and they take him to court, but he's still laughing.
Good. He can't stop.
He can't stop. But then, the judges are very serious. They're not laughing at all. And now he's a little bit concerned. Oh, no, he's not. He's still
not
laughing.
concerned.
He's laughing at the judges. So
Good.
the judges, or he's laughing at what they give him a punishment, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's laughing at the punishment. Yeah, he's in hysterics. I think
hysterics.
Yeah, he's in hysterics.
Yeah, so he has to go to jail. Oh, that's a priest.
It's a priest.
What do you think? Not only has to go to jail, his punishment is death.
The death penalty. He got the death penalty for laughing at the judge. You mustn't laugh at the judge.
Penalty. Oh God! Well, that's a bit serious. So, okay, but he's still laughing, even if he sees the guillotine.
Guillotine, good. Even if he can see the guillotine.
Yeah, well, that was the French one.
What is the priest doing? What do you think the priest is doing?
He's giving him the last sacrament.
Good, very good, excellent. Yeah, the last rites, the last sacrament. Yeah, sometimes they say the last rites. He's reading him the last rites.
Rites, okay.
But sacrament is good. The last sacrament, I like it.
Yeah, and but he's still laughing. I see. Is it?
Yeah, he's still laughing as he walks through the guillotine.
That is a big joke for him to be punished. Punish the death penalty just because he laughed at a high-ranking officer.
Good. Okay.
Okay. Well, now he really died.
Yep. Not a very happy ending to this story.
No. He really died.
Which Shakespeare play do you think this reminds you of? Do you know this famous scene?
No.
Okay, I think it's like from. Does anybody know?
Macbeth.
I think it's from Hamlet. I should know this as an English teacher, but I think it's from Hamlet. I think that is Yorick, the skull.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Looks like resurrection.
It does look like the skull's been resurrected. What is the skull doing? Or maybe it's not doing.
He's laughing.
I think it's still laughing. I think the skull is still laughing, and even when the grave digger has dug him up. Okay, excellent for that one. Let's go on. Let's come back to Vasil, so you can finish that one you were doing earlier, Vasil, and then we will come on to you, Irina, I promise, in 5 minutes. But let's come back to where you were. Can't remember now. If I can't find it, we'll just do a different one. Doesn't matter. In fact, do you want to try this one instead, Vasil? Because you had just started that one. Hold on, let me make sure you're unmuted, because I think you are muted. Hold on. Ask to unmute.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello, Irina. 5 minutes, Irina, 5 minutes. We'll just give him one more picture, then I promise. You're outside today. That's good. Okay, Vasil, just this picture. Can you see it?
It looks like a gentleman, maybe like a photographer.
Photographer.
Yes, yeah. Photographer.
Good.
Walks into a beach.
Good. He walks onto a beach.
Yes, onto a beach where two women are trying to tan or
sunbathing. Yeah, they're sunbathing.
Sunbathing, yes. Yeah. And he's preparing a photo shooting, probably. Or I don't know.
Okay, yeah, so he wants to take some pictures, to take some photos.
Want to take some pictures, some photos. And women's look a bit contrariated.
Sorry, a bit confused, do you mean?
Confused, yeah.
Confused. Or maybe embarrassed, I'm not sure.
Or maybe embarrassed, yes. And walk away.
Okay.
Both of them walk away.
Good.
And he's opening his umbrella.
Good, yeah. I think he's shy.
He's shy, yes. And he tried to sunbathe as well. Oh, I don't know.
He gets changed, yeah. He takes his shoes off, takes his scarf off.
Yes, he took some of his clothes off, definitely. And I think he's going into the water.
Good.
Probably.
Yeah, he's going for a swim.
Yes. Women looks curious about his camera.
Good.
Probably they were wondering what that object is.
Yes, yeah. I think this was a long time ago. I think it was about 100
Yes.
years ago when cameras were quite
Yes.
new, cutting-edge technology.
And grab the camera and start a photo shooting.
Yeah, it started taking
on the beach.
photos. We don't often say photo shooting. Yeah, it started taking photos.
Taking photos with the umbrella and the hat on.
Good.
Then the photographer came back and he walks away.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's happened. Yeah, he seems
he doesn't seems not to realize.
Good.
What happened when he was into the water?
Yeah, what happened when he was in the water?
Yes.
Notice that the stress changes on, and this often happens when you've got two nouns and one noun is an object and the other noun is a person. Photograph, photographer. Yeah, the stress changes. Photographer is on the tog, and photograph is, or is it photo? Sorry, I'm doing that one wrong there. I think it's photograph, isn't it? Photograph. Sorry, it's on the first syllable. Photograph, photographer. A little bit like history, historian. Yeah, history.
Historian.
Yeah. So history is on the history, but historian. Again, it goes on to the second syllable, yeah? Historian. Or politics, politician. Yeah, they're very often, you very often get that when there's two nouns and one's the object, one's the person. Okay? Okay, let's come on to Irina now. Irina? Can you hear us?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Where are you, Irina? Where are you today?
I'm near forest.
You're near the forest, yeah? You're having a nice walk?
Outside. I'm outside. It's beautiful weather today, so
fantastic.
Yeah.
I will go outside in a few months, maybe in 1 or 2 months. When it's a nice day, I'll go out in the pergola as well. I like to work outside. It's much nicer.
Yeah.
So are you on your own at the moment? Are you with your daughter? Or?
Yeah, I'm with my daughter.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Is she in the pram, in the buggy? Are you pushing her?
Yeah.
Or is she walking?
Yes, there's a pram.
She's in the pram. She's in the pram today. Fantastic. Okay. Do you want to do pictures today, or would you prefer to do something that's easier on your phone? Or
pictures.
Which picture have you chosen?
No matter. Whatever.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay, you can try this one with the bench. There's one here with the bench. Go on. It's not. Perhaps it's not the best one. Let's try. I think the ones which are more interesting with at the beginning with the kids, but let's try at the end. Let's try this one. Have you done this one before?
No, I didn't have it.
I like this one.
I haven't it before.
Good. You're right. I haven't had it. You're right to use present perfect. That is much better. I haven't had it because yet. Yeah, I haven't had it. This photo yet. I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. This photo is about a rich man.
Okay.
Rich old man.
Filthy rich.
Because it's about money today.
Yeah, filthy rich, stinking rich. Good.
And he is walking.
Good.
And the next picture, he can meet. He meets. Yeah, he meets. Maybe his old friend.
Yeah.
And he seems like dogs.
Yeah, he seems to like the dog. Very good. We can say he bumps into an old friend, which is like he meets an old friend accidentally, like without planning.
Yes, and he is greeting a dog. He greetings a dog.
He greets the dog. Yeah, if we're doing it in present, he greets the dog. He says hello to the dog.
Yes, and at that moment, they started to speak about something, and maybe he wanted to show that dog is dressed, or
It's well trained, you could say. Well trained. Yeah, this is a well trained dog. This is an obedient dog, you can say as well. Obedient, like obey. To obey is the verb, but obedient is the adjective. So he wants to show his dog is obedient, well-trained.
And this man threw away his stick.
I wouldn't say threw away. I would say he threw his stick. I would just throw, yeah, not away. Otherwise, throw away is always put in the bin, yeah, because it means put rubbish in the bin to throw something away, yeah. So I wouldn't say throw away. He threw the stick for the dog to go and fetch, yeah.
Yeah, the dog will jump into the water and come back with the stick.
Excellent. The dog will fetch the stick. Yeah, we even call this game fetch, which people play with dogs. They fetch the stick. To fetch means to get. Yeah, the dog goes and gets the stick.
Yes, and they try another maybe difficult for this dog, and another man bumps through his umbrellas away.
Good. Through his umbrella, not away, not away. Don't use the away. Just he threw his umbrella.
On the water.
Good. In the water. Yeah, he threw his umbrella in the water.
Yeah, and the dog fetched it too.
Good. The dog fetched it too.
But when he brings it to the men, the umbrella
to the men.
And the umbrella was tardy.
The umbrella was sorry.
Tarny.
Do you mean wet? Yeah, the umbrella was very wet.
Wet and turn something.
You can say soaking wet as well.
Torn maybe it just destroy umbrella. Dog.
Oh, torn. Yeah, the umbrella is torn. Tear, tore, torn. Yeah, tear, tore, torn. So the umbrella is torn.
Yeah, and the man leaves without his umbrella.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy. How do you think he feels?
He feels upset.
Angry, regretful. Good. And what's the dog doing here? How can you say that? Dogs always do this when they jump out of a river or a lake. What's it doing?
Maybe
what verb
try
can you...
to water from himself.
Yeah, he's shaking. Yeah, he's shaking. He's shaking because he wants to dry off, and I think we'd often use that phrasal verb there. People dry off, dogs dry off. Yeah, and clothes actually clothes dry out. Usually, clothes dry out, but people dry off, and the dog wants to dry off, so he's shaking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Oh, let's put that away. Let's try one more picture, and we'll just try one at random. Let's go to perhaps this one, and then maybe we'll do something together. But try this one now. Irina, can you see this one? Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Describe this one. I remember you only did one picture in the the previous class, so I want to make sure you get two. What can you see in that first picture?
In this picture, we can see family, maybe.
Good.
And a beautiful picture on the wall.
Good.
And father is talking about this picture, describe it something, and try to show for his wife a beautiful.
Trying to show his wife, yeah, no preposition. Show his wife.
Yeah, and the little kid is wondering and very, very interesting this picture.
Good. Yeah, I think it's inspired him to take his family to the countryside.
Next picture, the family is going to the countryside, maybe to see beautiful weather.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think, look, if the painting looks exactly like this place, yeah. So I think he's found the place.
Yes. And the man is very, happy and show and everything. How beautiful is the weather.
Good, yeah. He's ecstatic.
Yeah. He is excited.
Good, good.
And
they're all really happy, yeah? They're all dancing with joy, I think.
Yes. And,
good.
And maybe the evening becomes?
Not the evening becomes. It gets dark, I think we'd usually say here. It gets dark. Yeah, it gets dark.
Yes. And mosquitoes attacked them.
Mosquitoes attack them. Mosquitoes attack them, and you can say a swarm with insects, a swarm of bees, a swarm of wasps, a swarm of mosquitoes attacks them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were very angry, and wanted to go home.
Good.
And after that, they return, maybe returning to home.
They return home. They jump on their bikes and cycle home. Good.
Yes, and so then they can come back to home, and they
come back home. Come back home. No preposition. We go to the you come to the office. You come to school. You come to the hospital, but you come home. It's strange. It's just with that noun home. We don't use a preposition.
They come back home.
Good.
And this picture didn't seem for them so interesting and so excited like it was before.
Good. How can you describe their faces or their bodies? What's happened to them after the mosquito bites?
People are angry and and they maybe bite.
Yeah, the mosquitoes bit them. Yeah, the mosquitoes bit them. Bite, bit,
They are bitten by mosquitoes.
They are bitten, or they have been bitten by mosquitoes.
Yes, and is very angry and
I would use this word here, to swell up. Their faces have swollen up, and it's swell, swole, swollen. Swell, swole, swollen. So their faces have swollen up.
Swollen up, and they don't want to go outside again.
Yeah, they don't want to go back to the countryside. Certainly not back to the countryside. That's excellent, guys, for the pictures. Perhaps that's enough of the pictures today. Let's try something now all together. Let's choose a theme to discuss. What kind of topics do you like discussing, Irina? Unexpected question.
I'm not so easy to speak in English. I'm not so fluent in English. So that's why I would like to speak something to speak, but it's hard for me. I prefer to hear maybe.
No. I mean, tell me, what do you like doing in your free time?
I'm reading a book.
You enjoy reading, yeah? What kind of books do you read? What are you reading at the moment?
At the moment, I'm reading about injection for kids.
Okay, childhood vaccinations, yeah? My favorite topic.
Yes, it's a very controversial topic.
I can understand it's not a nice topic to think about or to deal with, really, as a parent. I think those kind of topics.
I have little kids, so it's very important for me. And I had a situation in my life when I was 18 years old, and I get vaccine. And become very ill.
I got a vaccine, or I had a vaccine. And what happened?
And I had many big temperature.
A high temperature.
Yes. And I becomes very ill.
I became very ill.
I became very ill. It starts from my flu, and then luggage.
Lungs, yeah. The lungs, your lungs you had a chesty cough, that kind of thing.
Antibiotics, and nothing helps because I always very often was such ill, but in this time nothing happened. Nothing helped. No antibiotic. Nothing helped really, and I had a temperature all the time. I wasn't able to study normally. I was tired all the time. My mom going with me in many hospitals.
So my mum was going with me to many hospitals. She was taking me to many hospitals.
Yes, and and she didn't know that I had an injection. And
she didn't even know? No, she didn't know you had had an injection.
No, and then she she tried to find the reason what happened, because I always was a weak girl, but this time she realized that something happened, and she tried to find the answer. And my brother told her that I had a call from our hospital, and she asked me, and I told her that when I come to the doctor, I said him that I was.
I told him I was.
I was under flu some days ago.
I told him I had the flu. I told him I had the flu.
And I think, is it a problem or not? He told me that no, it's not a problem. It may be because of this. It happened, and then my mom got.
So can I just check? It was a flu vaccine, yeah? It was a flu vaccine.
Yeah. And my mom went to the hospital and asked the doctor why he did it for me, because I was ill at that moment. He answered for her that I didn't told him.
I didn't tell him.
Yes, that I was under flu or
that I had the flu. We just say have the flu. That I didn't tell him that I had the flu.
I told my mom. I said him.
I told him. Always tell somebody. I told him.
And it was problem only mine and my mom and my family.
And did it take you long to recover?
Maybe 2 years.
2 years. Wow. Yes. Wow, I understand. Yeah, I understand why you might be hesitant to get a vaccination with the children. I understand completely. I think there are a lot of adverse reactions that go unnoticed, if I'm honest. I mean that there are a lot of adverse reactions where people don't realize that it's the vaccine. Yeah, I think just because we're brought up to have full faith and confidence and trust in science, I think that's partly the problem. Just we shouldn't trust it that much. Yeah, there are lots of technologies which have adverse effects on humans. Not only vaccines, all sorts of technologies do. Even mobile phones have adverse effects on humans, and I think very often we don't think like that. We trust perhaps science a little bit too much when it's not something you should trust. You know, it's not a religion. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, Irina. That's a sad story, but I'm on your side certainly, 100%.
And the book I'm reading, its name is Turtles to the End, and it about many years ago, people supposed that our Earth is a plate. It's not
it's a flat surface, yeah, a flat surface.
And it is on three elephants. And
it's on 3 elephants.
Yeah, and they stood on a big turtle.
Good.
Yes, and this turtle stood on another big turtle. And the turtle to the end.
Turtles all the way down. Yeah, it's a turtle on a turtle on a turtle.
Yes, it was a model of our Earth, of our planet.
It was a model, yeah, of the universe, the cosmos. Yeah, it's kind of cosmology.
Yes, and this book also speaking about vaccines.
Okay, this book also speaks about about vaccines.
And about the people, how they tried to explain is this good for us or not, and searches of vaccines are not clear, and
the contents, you mean? Yeah, the contents.
Maybe.
What's inside the vaccine? Yeah, the contents of the vaccine are not always written.
About this, it's not. It's hard to. Maybe next time I will find.
You've done really well anyway, Irina. That was fantastic, and yeah, I understand where you're coming from, certainly, and yeah, I hope that it's. I hope everything works out and that you make the right decision with your daughter, certainly. Let's move on. Let's move on to Gabrielle. Gabrielle, let's come back to economics. I think it's a great topic anyway. It's one which I'm certainly very interested in. In money, I think, is what everybody is interested in. And so, yeah, tell us, why did you choose this particular topic for your book?
Because money is a very important energy in our world. That's why. And I know a lot of people who are struggling with money.
Especially nowadays. Yes, I know a lot of people who are struggling with money.
Yeah, and I'm in England. And
you're in England, yeah? Whereabouts are you? Whereabouts are you? Cambridge. Okay, you're in Cambridge. Yeah, Harry Potter land.
Cambridge, Harry Potter, all this stuff. And I would say, well, I know that the food and everything just got very expensive.
Yes, exactly. Inflation.
Yeah, the inflation is amazing. If you go to
why do you think that's happened? What do you think is the cause of inflation? Well, do we need inflation? You know, some people say we need inflation. We must have inflation. What do you think?
I think the first point was Brexit. Because that made the UK kind of independent from Europe. But not really independent, because I know that a lot of colleges, universities in Cambridge, they just lost money because Europe was supporting them.
Certainly.
Yeah. And I think that was not a good idea to do that. But okay, that's what happened. And also, of course, well, why did it happen? Why is it raising all the time? Why is money always getting more and more important? If you see people, they are only talking about money, because if money is not in their wallet, and enough money is not in their wallet, they all think about how to get money. And this is a very, very important topic, I think.
And do you think it's necessary for money to lose its value over time? You know, my dad taught me about this when I was very little. Even my dad understood this with his money under the carpet. He understood that you don't save. Well, he still saved in pounds, but he understood that in 10 years, £10 will be worth much less. And he taught it to me from a young age of, you know, your money's always losing value. Does that have to be the case?
No, I don't think so.
So how can we fix it? How can we fix the money?
I think the Bitcoin, as you like Bitcoins, I think this is a possibility to fix it.
Fantastic. I'm really pleased to hear that. I always like to hear about fellow Bitcoiners, and I do actually always do lower prices for Bitcoiners for the courses. If you're interested, do just let me know, and I'll certainly take Bitcoin as payment always.
Yeah, I was thinking about to invest in Bitcoins anyway. I think Bitcoins...
I was thinking about investing. Sounds better. I was thinking about after prepositions like about, we use gerund. So I was thinking about investing.
I was thinking about investing in Bitcoins because, I mean, there are a lot of people who made a lot of money, as we know. Yeah, millions, billions, millions, whatever. But you have to be quite sure about these things. You have to have knowledge about investing and the market, the stock market and all this stuff. So I'm looking a little bit in that too, because I think it's a very interesting subject too.
What do you think, Vasil? What do you think, Vasil, on this topic? My favorite topics all coming up today.
Well, I definitely agree that the solution against inflation would be to invest our money, not to just save our money and keep them under the carpet.
Keep it. We always call money it. Even when we're talking about £100, it's it and not they or them. Yeah, it's always it. Yeah, so I put £50 on the table and I'll grab it later. Look, go on, sorry.
Yes, so definitely we should keep it, we should invest it instead to keep it under the...
Where is the big question, Vasil? Where should I invest my money?
I prefer real estate personally.
Sorry, where?
Personally, real estate.
Real estate, yeah, real estate, yeah. Property is a great place.
That's my personal opinion.
Do you invest in real estate in Coventry?
Yes.
Yeah? Is it in Coventry your focus on?
In both Coventry and in Romania, because
okay. So you have properties in Romania as well, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. And is it difficult to be a landlord? You know, do you have a lot of problems that crop up from tenants?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but nothing is easy. Nothing what is easy in life, you know, it's not worth it.
Yeah, if you've got to work for your money, certainly. I understand you.
Definitely.
I had a very naive understanding of landlords about 20 years ago. I understand now that it's a lot more trouble than I thought. Years ago, I thought it was just you buy the property and then you relax, and just wait for the money to come in. But I realized that you have a lot of maintenance problems. You have problems with tenants. You have legal questions that sometimes crop up. I can imagine it's a lot to deal with.
That's true. But about Bitcoin, many people,
yeah,
and a lot of money, but probably most of them lost money. Because as Gabriel said, you have to have the right knowledge, and you have to know exactly what you are doing. If you are just investing because you heard the rumor or you see something on the internet that stock will grow, most likely might go up, but after a while might go down as well.
Yeah, I agree with the stock market. Certainly, I think you can invest in a lot of different companies, and you don't know, it might go up, it might go down. I agree that real estate is a better bet than the stock market as well. I think it holds its value better.
With cryptocurrencies, there are so many cryptocurrencies that people can. Yeah. I do believe that in the future, physical money will disappear. Definitely,
I think it disappeared a few years ago. Yes, actually, I did have £4 in my pocket yesterday for the first time in months. But it was the first time in months. I actually thought, wow, I've got change in my pocket. But yeah, I think physical cash has more or less evaporated. It has so many times you simply can't use the shop if you don't have a card or something like that.
That's true. Even the bank branches are disappearing one by one.
This is why I'm quite bullish on Bitcoin. Well, it's one reason anyway, one of many reasons. When you talk about cryptocurrencies, for me, yeah, I'm not interested in any of that casino. All of those other cryptocurrencies aren't. It's like Trump coin. Yeah, who wants to buy Trump coin? Yes. It's a joke, it's a scam, it's a trick, and it's full of people just trying to buy and then sell. In other words, get rich quick. I don't think anybody ever lost money on Bitcoin if they took the opposite approach and took the long-term investing approach, because over the long term you just don't lose with it. Or I haven't seen any downward trajectory over the last 11 years or 13 years, and so I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. And the banks disappearing, I think that's a symptom of our society changing, and I think it's because of technology. I think that most of the time we underestimate how much technology changes society. It changes our value systems. The printing press had a massive effect on human development, and it's actually behind a lot of how our values changed from 16th century to modern day values.
Because I believe we as human beings, as we age, we tend to have more rigid ideas and perceptions. Well, we tend not to be so flexible.
Very true. Anymore. We say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. We say you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yes.
We get stuck in our ways. Yeah.
That's why probably youngsters nowadays will adapt, and definitely they will adapt than older people.
Yeah, they're more flexible. They're more adaptable.
They're more flexible. Yes. More receptive to the new technology.
Certainly.
Easier for them to get familiar with all sorts of technologies or platforms, social media platforms, or whatever will just appear over the night and will grow exponentially.
I hope so. If we're talking about Bitcoin still, anyway, I hope so. But yeah, I agree that it's young people that tend to use the new techniques, and older people, they're more rigid in their ways. They perhaps don't use the new technology, and it's the younger generation that bring it in. But yeah, what do you predict then for this year economically? Do you have any ideas of what's going to happen? Do you expect a crisis to happen soon? Anything like that? A collapse?
It's difficult because I think big pockets control all these kind of crises. It's difficult to predict in which way they decide to earn more money. We as regular people, we just know when it happened, but we don't really have control what crisis will be. We can speculate, but
yeah, indeed, I do agree. Being honest, I do.
If would be that easy, we can bet against something, and we can
we make a bit of money out of it. Certainly,
extra money. Well, unfortunately, it's not that easy. So I'm not really sure how it's going to be. Probably inflation will continue to rise.
Will continue to rise.
Will continue to rise.
Raise is where you need an object. Yeah, I raised my hand, or the boss raised his salary, something like that. It always has an object, whereas rise doesn't have an object. It's intransitive. Rise, rose, risen.
Right. Yes.
Okay, and what do you think, Gabrielle? Let's come back to Gabrielle.
You mean about inflation or what?
Yeah, on the question of money, economics.
Yeah. Well, I think this year will be very good. That's not good. Next year, I don't know, but this year I think it's good to invest, and it's good to to get more knowledge about stock market.
Do you agree? Do you think stock market or real estate, Bitcoin?
Real estates are always, this money is blocked because it's not fluent.
Okay, it's not liquid. Yeah, it's not liquid.
Yeah. So this is, I think, the minus point in real estate.
Yes,
because
I understand.
If you want to have your money back, you have to sell it.
Yes, and so that takes time. It's a long process.
And the market can be bad, and the demand is maybe not there. So I would say real estate is something I wouldn't invest.
I wouldn't invest in personally. Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't invest in personally, because I know how difficult it is sometimes to sell a house.
Absolutely.
Especially in the UK.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. The housing market can be unpredictable as well. You don't know when it's going to go down or go up. You don't know what's going on with base rates, interest rates. And of course, this all has an influence on the price. And
in England, these the kind of contracts, they are not very committing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So they work differently than on the continent, yeah?
Totally. Because in Europe, you have a promissory contract. A pre-contract.
Okay.
In Europe, you are committed, and the moment you say yes, I make an offer, and then you make a contract, a pre-contract, and then you have to pay a deposit of 10% from the price they want.
Yeah, so 10% of the value of the property.
And in England you don't have to do that. You just have to go through, and you have to wait until the purchaser is exchanging and changing the contract.
So in England you have to wait right until the end, until you actually have something certain. I know what you mean now. Yeah, the process is really long, and at any moment in that long process, it can suddenly, somebody can drop out the chain, and the whole chain can collapse. Yeah, the chain of buyers.
And then you lost whatever, 1 month, 2 months. So I think that's very difficult in the UK. It's a little bit of a nightmare.
I heard that it's better in Scotland. I have heard that in Scotland it's better. That they actually do things sensibly in Scotland. And when you make an agreement, that's it. You've made an agreement. End of, buy the house.
They have that contract, that pre-contract where you pay a deposit, and then you are committed to buy it.
Okay, yeah, I remember when I made an offer on this place, because we moved about 5 or 6 years ago from our old place to this place, and we were selling our old place. And I remember we made an agreement with a couple to sell to them. And then a few weeks later, I had an estate agent knocking on my door, and he just wrote down a higher number on a piece of paper like that than what I had already agreed with the previous, with the people that I had an agreement with. And I turned him down. I refused. I was a good seller because I kept my side of the bargain with the people that we'd already made an agreement with. But it showed me that, at any moment, the whole thing can stop. And I didn't want to mess people around. And I thought I'd got a good buyer, someone who was definitely going to buy. So I didn't want to lose that. You never know, do you?
You don't know. You don't know if they drop out in the last minute because they can.
Because someone might knock on their door, and say, "Look at this." Yeah,
there is another offer.
Yeah, so exactly.
Yeah, in England it's really difficult to do that, or to not difficult, but it's a process over months.
I agree. The process is worse here. I do agree than in a lot of other places. It's a worse process. It should be changed really. But Vasil, you will be the expert here. You've got your property here and on the continent, so you can tell us what are the differences.
Well, as Gabriel said, here in the UK, if the property is sold subject to contract, anyone can come and make a higher offer. Can
outbid you. Yeah, can outbid.
And the seller can change his mind and just pull off the deal.
Yeah, call off the deal. Excellent. Yeah, absolutely.
When in Europe, you don't really have this. When you agree to that, you already have that deal, and you're supposed to agree. You're supposed to proceed with that sale. You want that. Once you said yes, yes.
That's it. You've said yes.
There's no way back.
Yes.
There's no way back.
Yeah, security with if you sell your house, so that's a security for the seller.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, you want to feel. You need to be secure in the deal, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how.
And in Europe as well, you're supposed to, at least in Romania, you're supposed to go and with all the paperwork. You're supposed to go to the city hall. You're supposed to go to the finance department. You're supposed to go everywhere.
You don't use a solicitor, and
no, you are not using, only a notary, public notary.
Okay,
just to make the contract official. And that's it.
And so, which place would you say is the better place to buy real estate? Which place is more profitable, more lucrative? The UK or Romania? I mean, obviously you use both.
In the UK, I prefer the UK.
Yeah, it is more lucrative.
You go to a solicitor, and the solicitor will get the job done for you. Instead, for you to just knock to every single door for every single paper that you need for the contract.
So it sounds bureaucratic. Is it the bureaucracy basically? All the bureaucracy takes time.
All the bureaucracy takes a lot of time. Sometimes you have to go there and to be earlier. I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, because other people will be over there for the same thing like you, and you're supposed to queue.
Who's at the back of the queue?
It's better to be the first, though. At least,
I understand.
The first people over there.
I understand. I've had experience of bureaucracy like this, where you're sent to one place, then another place, to get another signature on another document.
Isn't that in Russia? So because
I
can imagine that's a little bit like who first comes, or who has vitamin B, I call it. There's a lot of people.
Certainly, it was what you're describing with this queue in every single place. You'd go to the migration office, they'd send you to a hospital, they would send you to a passport office, and every place it was like it wasn't easy to find. Firstly, it would be just like in a block of flats, and you go up on, it looked like a residential property, not a commercial property. And then you'd walk down several corridors and you'd find an unmarked door, you'd push it open and then see a huge room of people waiting for the one person who's going to sign your form or your document. It did take a long time to get permission to live there. Certainly it took about a year, and after going through that process I decided I'm not doing that again. I've had enough of that bureaucracy. I like the fact that there isn't usually, although it's changing a little bit, but there isn't usually too much bureaucracy here in the UK. For working as a self-employed person, it's very easy when I compare it to doing the same thing in Moscow. It's all done online, and you just get yourself a UTR, a unique tax reference number, and you use that and you pay your taxes and everybody's happy. I think when you make it hard for people to pay their taxes and to register their business, of course they do things unofficially. They choose not to go through the bureaucratic nightmare. And so I like that fact. I do feel like we're not too bureaucratic here. It's quite nice. Anyway, we'll stop here for today, guys, because it's already gone past 12 and I have got a student coming. But it's been lovely to meet you all. Fantastic. I've met Irina before, but really nice to meet you. Hello, Irina. You're back.
Lovely to meet you too.
Very nice to meet you. to meet Gabrielle and Vasil, and very nice to see you again, Irina. Fantastic. I'll be doing another class next week, and yeah, I'm always up for new suggestions. Vasil, I don't think you've suggested a time before, and so please write down a suggestion of when you're free in the Grammar Shed. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
Lovely to meet you two guys.
Yeah, good luck with the book, Gabrielle. We're looking forward to it. Let us know when it's ready. I'll definitely get a copy. You know, I love this topic, money. It's a very important topic, and I totally agree. It's not the root of all evil. It's a very useful tool to use in your life to improve.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
well, I'll see you all next week, guys.
Okay.
Take it easy. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.